Hello again. It's Kyle back with another review. This time I'm looking at what was the preview film for the 2023 British Film Festival, which is going to be playing in November throughout Melbourne. The film that they put on for us for the preview was called The Old Oak, and yeah, it's set in a beautiful town near Durham in northern England, and in this town times are tough. It's located the town's located near a retired coal mine. It used to be bustling with people. The town used to be bustling with people. However, post industrialization has run its course, and property prices have crashed. Businesses have closed up, and the community has grown insular. The only place that these people really have left is the local pub, which is called the Old Oak. Now, the pub is run by local man TJ Ballantyne, played by Dave Turner. Now, TJ is a good man with deep roots to the town, but someone who has really taken the path of least resistance in life. And he's now divorced and alone, and he's content to just holding on by his fingertips and caring for his dog. Now, at this time, the village becomes a site for the relocation of several Syrian refugee families fleeing their homeland with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Now, as if this is not enough, I mean, they are now forced to face the scorn of some members of the community. TJ inadvertently becomes arguably the most decent man in town when it comes to moving day. He diffuses a what you would call quite the unwelcome welcoming party before things get too ugly. Through this, he meets Yara, played by Elba Mari, who is a young Syrian refugee whose mother, brothers, and sisters have moved in nearby. TJ and Yara form a bond as they both share their stories and understand each other more. All the while, TJ tries to take a stand and do the right thing in the face of injustice and bigotry. Now, this is a Ken Loach movie, and for over 50 years, director Ken Loach has tackled real difficult social issues across a variety of films. He's known for often portraying small personal dramas against the backdrop of a larger issue. He's done movies like the Wind That Shakes the Barley and kind of controversial in some way films. He's generally looked at as one of the most respected filmmakers of all time, with his films receiving multiple Palme d'Or awards. I think he's actually the I think he actually holds the record for the most films to be up for the Palme d'Or award at the Cannes Film Festival. Now, he's also a man who walks the talk. He's turned down numerous awards and honors for his own ethical reasons, and he's now in his late 80s, and his latest film, The Old Oak, is said to potentially be his swan song and signal his retirement from directing. Now, it's written by frequent Loach collaborator Paul Laverty, and the film looks at the plight suffered by refugees trying to find a new home. The film will immediately feel familiar to fans of Loach's work, with many of his trademarks featured prominently. The Northern English working class have a real strong sense of community and family, but they also feel oppressed in their own way. And when they're not approached by the government about the housing of refugees in their area, legitimate housing concerns shown by some blend together with the blatant racism shown by others. And TJ is an interesting character in that he represents the more open minded, though quiet, selection of the community. There are bigots in the town, to be sure, but there are also plenty of others, such as TJ, who are willing to do the right thing and welcome in those in need. And the message of the movie isn't one of blame or discouragement. It's more of the importance of coming together and breaking bread with others. There's a saying that keeps getting repeated in the film, something along the lines of "those who eat together stick together." It's something that the unions who used to work in the mines of this town used to say, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for them, but hopefully, it could work out for the new neighbors and TJ. Um, but unfortunately, I mean, yeah, this is something that some people just don't wish to see happen, and in their incorrectly targeted aggression, they'll seek to interrupt this union, and with his most recent films, Ken Loach he's sought to cast more amateur or non-professional actors in leading roles. But through his ability as a director, he's been able to draw out incredibly raw and powerful performances time and time again. Um, Actually, TJ, Dave Turner, he's only acted the lead in this movie. He's only acted in three other films, and all of them are Ken Loach films. Um, the actress playing Yara, Elba Murray, this is actually the only thing that she's credited with. I don't know whether she's done theater or what, but this is, I guess, her film debut as well. And it he Ken Loach really does have a way of making the characters feel very real. Like the fact that these aren't Hollywood actors that you've seen in 100 other productions, it really helps craft the real the genuine world that he's going for. As well as with supporting characters, there's just something very real about the world of the Old Oak. Like the conversations between the regular patrons of the bar sound believable as any you would happen to overhear down at your local pub. Like you get a sense of this tight knit community of the village from these interactions alone. Now, the film's central relationship between TJ and Yara feels very authentic also. It's not at all a romantic one, they're just two individuals who find friendship together, and the film alternates between them both learning from each other. And yeah, it can be really heartbreaking hearing Yara lament about the fall of her country and her family's way of life. And yeah, it's brilliantly performed by Elba Mari, considering that this is really the first thing that's on her IMDb credits. The weakness of the Old Oak, then, it's not in its direction or the performances, but it's in the rigid script and its adherence to it. Like very often, character monologues can go on for just way too long, and they begin to feel like the actors are just reciting the lines verbatim. Um, Again, it isn't because these actors are amateurs. No actor would be able to pull off this dialogue and make it seem natural. Like Laverty, in his script, he's trying so hard, I think, to be poignant that he oversteps, and the dialogue becomes really unnatural as a result. And this really cracks the sense of reality which Loach and his actors have built up. And to top that off, there's subplots and characters which lack any payoff, and the film can really feel predictable at times to boot. So I think that it's disappointing that the wrinkles in the Old Oak screenplay couldn't have been ironed out. If this is to be Ken Loach's final film, I that would be a pity, as it's by far from his finest work. However, beyond that, it is a fairly redeemable story about letting go of prejudice and embracing togetherness. And It's got some great performances by unknown actors, and it proves to be a thoroughly heartwarming movie. So I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. I quite enjoyed it. Check it out. It's called The Old Oak, and it's going to be playing as part of the British Film Festival across Melbourne throughout November. Like all film festivals, there's plenty of other great films that are being played there, including Michael Caine's the I believe it's the Great Escape, which I think is supposed to be his retirement film. That's speaking of Ken Loach retiring that at in his late 80s. That's exactly what Michael Caine's doing, and yeah, that's a film that's playing at the British Film Festival as well. So, yeah, check it out. Check out the other films that are playing as part of the British Film Festival, and yeah, you might see something that you really quite enjoy.